Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily and today I'm going to be doing a tutorial and review of the new Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette. I just got this in the mail yesterday and I am so excited to review this for you guys. There's been so much hype around this palette, it is unreal. It's been all over Instagram, all over social media, and I just had to see for myself what this palette was all about. Now, I have never purchased any Morphe eyeshadow palettes, so this is my very first one. I bought this and paid for this for my own money. I was not sent anything, and this is all my own honest opinions of this palette. So if you would like to see this tutorial on this look and a review on this palette, then please keep watching. So this palette cost $38, and I think with shipping, it was like another $6 to $8. I'm not sure how much the shipping was, but it was around there. And I actually used a coupon code, which I brought up on my phone here. If you use the coupon code checkout15, it actually took $5.70 off my order. So I ended up paying about $40 for this palette, including shipping, which is not too bad of a deal. I mean, honestly, you get a lot of shadows in this palette, so I thought that was a pretty good deal. I wish Morphe would offer free shipping. I think they offer it when you spend like $75 or $100, but me personally, I didn't want to spend all that money. I just wanted this palette. So if you're thinking about buying off of Morphe's website or when this palette comes back in stock, use the code checkout15. I'll put it on the screen here so you guys can use that. Hopefully it'll still work for you guys by the time this palette restocks. So the first thing I want to mention here is that this palette comes with 35 shadows, and it comes in this little white box here. It just says the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette, and then it has her pictures on the back here, and it also has a little paragraph here. If you guys want to read that, you can pause the screen. I've never bought anything from Morphe as far as the eyeshadow palettes. I know they've been at IMATS New York City, which I have gotten a few brushes, I believe, and I've gotten like maybe 4 of those little eyeshadow pans. So I do have a few things from Morphe, but I never bought an eyeshadow palette and I've never ordered off their website. So shipping was actually pretty fast. I think it came within a week, which is not too bad. Upon arriving, I noticed that there was no invoice inside the box, which is a little odd because most companies actually put, you know, your invoice of what you got, how much you paid, your shipping and all that stuff. So I didn't receive one of those, not a big deal, but I did want to mention it. So when I received this box, I was a little underwhelmed by the packaging on the outside. Again, all I care about is the product inside, but I just wanted to mention that. I don't know, the box feels a little bit cheap, but I'm not really about that. Like, I want to know if the product itself is good, so I did want to mention that. It did come in this bubble wrap, so it did protect the eyeshadows perfectly, and none of them were broken upon arriving, which I was very happy about. So the palette itself is a cardboard box here, and it has the Jaclyn Hill palette with Morphe, as again the same as the box that I just showed. So I really do like the front of this palette. I think it's very simple, very clean and sleek. It just says the Jaclyn Hill palette with Morphe on the bottom here. I do like the white and the silver. I think that's really pretty. And the back here, it says Morphe x Jaclyn Hill, and it just has JH all over it. Now, I'll be honest, I'm not a big fan of the back of this palette. It's not my favorite, to be honest. I feel like they could have done something with the back of this. Maybe put, you know, her picture and the paragraph on the back of this palette would have been nice. But, you know, so when you open up the palette, it is gray and it has white writing here. And it just says, this palette is dedicated to all my loving subscribers, XO Jaclyn, which I think that is a really cute touch. I really like that in the front there. I don't really care that there's no mirror in here because I never really use the mirror anyway. Here's the product itself. Again, it's 35 eyeshadows. Now, I do have a swatch video, which is already up on my channel. I will link that below if you guys want to see live swatches. I'm not going to do swatches in this video, but the swatches actually, you'll have to watch for yourself, but the swatches, go check that out. A lot of these shimmery shades show up beautifully. I love these shades, in particular Pool Party, this green shade down here, this really pretty brown color, which is a little bit of a drier formula, but it has like this beautiful brown with silver sparkle. It is so interesting to me. It's so unique. I just really love that shade. And then I like all these shimmery shades. You can use them for every day. And these brow bone colors are just really gorgeous. Now the mattes in here don't swatch too well, but when you transfer them on the eye, I find that they blend out really smoothly. So if you guys would like to see a tutorial on the look that I have on my eyes, I'm gonna insert it here. So the first thing I'm gonna do here is take this color here. It's from the first row and it is the 4th color in. I do not have the sheet with all the names of the eyeshadows, so I'm just gonna be pointing to each one. I have my eyelids primed with MAC's Painterly Paint Pot. The shade that I first took on my eyelid is actually a little bit light for my skin, so I'm gonna be going in with this shade here, which is the 2nd row and the 3rd one in. So next I'm going to be taking an e.l.f. eyeshadow brush. This is one of their dollar flat shader brushes, and I'm going to be going in with this really pretty emerald green color. It has a lot of shimmer to it. It is the 3rd one in on the last row, and I know this one is called Pool Party, which I'm going to be using in this look, but it is the 3rd one in here. Next, I'm going to be going in with a Sigma small tapered blending brush. This is the E45, and I'm going to be just blending out that green so it's not so harsh. So with that same e.l.f. brush, I'm just going to flip it over and I'm going to go in with Pool Party, which is this really pretty blue, and I'm going to be placing that on the inner part of my eye. This shade, by the way, is beautiful. I've seen so many tutorials with this shade Pool Party, and I just had to try it for myself because it is such a gorgeous blue. So I'm hoping that it transfers as well as it looks in other people's videos. Look how vibrant this blue is. It is unbelievable. I'm obsessed. It's so pretty. So since we kind of lost some of that outer green here, I'm going to be going in with that deep emerald color again and just kind of brighten that up a little. I'm just going to actually spray my brush just to get it a little bit more vibrant. So next I'm going to be going in with a clean, fluffy blending brush, and I'm just going to blend out some of these harsh edges. Next, I'm going to be going in with this emerald green shade, and I'm actually going to apply a little bit in the crease because I do want to brighten and kind of blend that out a little bit more. I'm just going to place that right here. I do notice a little bit of fallout with these shades. So what I'm going to do next is kind of blend out these lines a little bit more, and I'm going to take one of these neutral shades. This is the 3rd one in. So next I'm going to be going in with this black shade on the very end, and I'm going to be placing that in my outer corner just to deepen up this look a little bit. I'm going to go in with a brow bone highlight, and I'm going to be taking this very first shade right here and place this on my inner tear duct and underneath my brow. So next I'm going to be going underneath my eye here a little bit, and I'm going to be taking the same lid shade, so that's Pool Party, and the deeper emerald green, and I'm just going to smoke out the lower lash line. So next I'm going to take MAC's Black Track Fluid Line, and I'm going to be placing this on my lids as my eyeliner. So as you saw in my demo, these shades blend really nicely. I really enjoyed creating this look, and I'm not one for like bright colors on the daily, but this was a lot of fun to create, and I really enjoyed some of the more bright and fun colors. And I like how Jaclyn has a mix of neutral shades with a few pops of color. Now I am a person who uses neutrals on the daily, so all these up top here are just amazing. And then you have like these few pops of color in here just to switch up your look. You know, you can place on your lower lash line, mix in a few colors, and there's so many pretty browns and burgundies. This palette will be great for summer and it'll be great for fall. I can see this being a very versatile palette for, you know, all year round. There are a lot of cranberries, golds, champagne, blue, green, purple. I mean, there's a shade for everyone in here. So overall, my thoughts on the Jaclyn Hill palette is, so far, I'm absolutely loving it. And I'm not just saying that, I really did enjoy working with this palette. I really loved blending the colors and playing around with them. The swatches, you'll have to see in that other video, but let me just tell you, I'm really impressed with this palette. Now, I have never owned any of the Morphe eyeshadow palettes, and I can honestly say that I'm a big fan of this palette. Whether I'll buy more palettes from Morphe, I don't know. I have a lot of eyeshadows, so to buy another palette, I really don't need, but I really love the color selection in this palette. And I was really turned on to this palette because of the wide variety of colors and the price tag. Because it is $38 and you get 35 shadows, that's nearly $1 per shadow, which is pretty cheap, and the quality is actually really good. I've seen mixed reviews here on YouTube about this palette, and I wanted to see for myself if I really enjoy a makeup product. I know I see reviews on YouTube, people bashing products, and then I try it and I love it, or vice versa. Maybe somebody else loves it and I hate it. So it's always nice to try for yourself. If you own Morphe shadows already, maybe you don't need this palette, but if you are a big supporter of Jaclyn Hill, I would say go ahead and get it. I really enjoyed using these colors, and I'm actually really excited to create more looks. If you guys would like to see more looks with this palette, I will definitely film some. And if you guys have like a color selection that you guys would want me to film, then definitely leave those in the comments below, and I will create more looks with this palette. So overall, I would say go get this palette. I mean, I really love it. Of course, if you have these color shades in your collection already, then you probably don't need this palette. It does remind me of the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette because it has all of these cranberry colors up top with the shimmers. And to me, I already own that palette, and it's one of my most used palettes. Like the Naked One palette and the Modern Renaissance palette are probably my two most used eyeshadow palettes. So I feel like I'm gonna be getting a lot of use out of this palette just based on the colors up here. If you watched the swatch video already, you would see that some of the matte shades don't swatch as well. You kind of need like 2 or 3 swipes of it in order for it to show up really pigmented. But for me, I don't want something so stark. Like I want stark shimmery shades, highlights, you know, the deeper mattes, those I really want pigmented, but these blending colors, the crease colors, I want a lighter, less pigmented color because it is so much easier to work with. It's so much more blendable. So if you have purchased this palette, let me know in the comments below how you like it and what kind of looks you created with it. If you filmed a video or a tutorial or even a review or swatch video, let me know and I'll check it out. The one thing I wish this palette did have is a matte brow bone highlight, but that's not a big deal to me because I have plenty of matte shades I can always get from another palette, or I have individual ones too. So that's not even a big issue to me. That might be a deal breaker for someone else, but not for me. So I just want to say congratulations to Jaclyn Hill and Morphe on this collaboration. I think it's a really fun palette and I really enjoy the color selection. So that concludes my video for today on the new Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette. If you guys have any questions, leave them down below, and thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And if you have not subscribed to my channel already, please hit that subscribe button down below, and I'll list my Instagram on the screen here and in the description. It's at EMK Beauty, and I will see you guys in my next video.